Good morning. Welcome to Church on the Net. We're going to look at Romans 8 again today. Romans 8:28. For we know that all things work together for good to those who love the Lord. That's where I want to focus at today. But I also want to look at another one that if you're one of my mighty men, you wear on your wrist. It's a bracelet that says Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I think that sometimes we get in our own head. And I know for the mentoring ministry, this next month, November will be our 29th anniversary. It started. And it's hard sometimes to wrap your head around. We've had 1,500 men through our program. We've had women too. We have about 30 currently in program. I think it's more than that. But it's so easy to get distracted. And even at this point, I myself, this past week, has just been really rough for me. Past couple days where I just wanted to quit. I want to quit. Tired of it. It's not an easy job to do. It never was. I've never been afraid of a task. I've never shuddered or fallen back from something that I feel like God needs me to do. But it was just becoming all a little much. And I just was snapping people's heads off. But in reality, when you're in a position like that I'm in, some people feel like they have the liberty to not have filters on and just be raw and brutal. And it's not so much what they say, but how they deliver that affects me. And when things are going, like we've gotten hardly anything, if anything at all, in for the fundraiser, which is a first. Am I worried about it? No, it's God's ministry. He'll do what he wants to, and that's fine with me. I know that I'm getting to a point where I'm really not that old yet. I was reminded today, I'll be 58 this year. But I've had 2 strokes in the past 6 months. Still have residual problems from that. I'm dealing with issues, family issues that are rough and tough. I have a beautiful, gorgeous wife who struggles from recovering from cancer. Just a lot on the plate. And sometimes you just want to stop. I think I've done that way too much. And so a couple of days ago, I decided I need to focus on what I'm good at and not on my sickness or my struggles. You know, when I was younger, I used to have this philosophy that I would not let anybody in. Very rarely, which I still very rarely let people in. Because you have a chance of getting kicked really hard if you do that. But present a very positive approach, which I still do. I love way too deeply, way too sincerely, and think way too innocently sometimes to realize the way things come across and the way people would tend to think about things. Because literally my day consists of, I do some work. I do some things that try to bring in extra money for my family other than DLM, which doesn't. Most of the money that we make either goes into the ministry or goes back to the guys. Live on very little. But I was focusing on things that I shouldn't have been. Focusing on deficit. The very things that I teach against, the devil was just smacking me upside the head. All things work together for the good of those who love Jesus and are called according to his purpose. I think some people think it's a joke or think I'm not being real when I pray all day long, but I do. Now, one of those prayers is for my wife and my family every day. And I struggle sometimes with attitudes and things like that. And I mutter, because I mutter is usually me praying. But my mighty men get prayed for. I don't even know how many times a day. because they're constantly on my mind. And when people give me prayer requests, and then when my time it is to talk to people, or wanting to know the word and learn the word, or, part of one of our balances is mental balance. So I am trying to learn a couple new languages, as well as learn some of the things from the Bible. My challenge is for you today. What is God calling you to do? I get yelled at, screamed at, and picked on most every day, most of the time. And it's not just from my family, it's from different people. And it's hard to deal with sometimes. And there are times when I'd just rather go home. But God has called me to this, and I must do it. Love people in spite of themselves, and enjoy whatever they're going through. And if they think bad about me, then that's really on them, because I know where my heart is. I remember that I kind of tried to help one of our guys, cooked for him. I stayed with him for a while and tried to cook for him, and I don't hear from him, and that's fine. And when I do, it's snarky, or I've tried to pull him off the ledge, because I really do. I love him. I love him, and it's not a perverse, sick, nasty kind of love. It's the love like a father has for his son, or a brother for a brother. And if they can't handle that, then you know what? That's okay. I don't have to talk to him anymore. Love is a choice. I simply refuse to give up on anybody, no matter the way they treat me. And I think I'm trying to emulate Christ, because people, we crucified him, and he loved us more than we could ever know. What is he calling you today? What is he calling you to do? Rise up. Be the women and men that he created you to be, and do it. Pray for us. Pray for me. I appreciate it if you do. I don't like drama in my life, and I try to cut it out, and I distance myself from drama. But sometimes life causes drama, and you just got to deal with it. Do it. Do what God called you to do. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. Never give up. Never retreat. Never say uncle. I love each and every one of you. God bless. And remember our fundraiser, please. Have a great day.